Residual drips. I think we're okay now.
We said that last time.
I know. One of these times it's going to be true, though.
Morning, everybody. Back in the garage again. Today, Keith and I are going to be replacing the master cylinder as we noticed it leaking on the booster last week. Upon further review and opening it up, it smells horrible. The brake fluid is not the color it's supposed to be. It's black. So we're already changing the brake fluid. We might as well go through and go ahead and replace the rubber brake hoses. All right, Keith.
So the reason we're looking into replacing the rubber hoses because over time, rubber hoses for the brakes will shrink up and pinch themselves off. Supposed to be maybe not a quarter inch, 3/16 of an inch, and it'll shrink down to the diameter of a toothpick. So as long as we're doing the brakes, we're going to go ahead and just do the lines, do everything at one time, and eliminate the doubt. When removing the brake lines, always use a good set of line wrenches to prevent rounding off the fittings. Do not use open-end wrenches or vice grips. Getting ready to remove the master cylinder from the booster. Just need to clean the threads up, the rusted threads, and make removing those nuts go a little easier. Then remove the mounting nuts that hold the master cylinder to the booster or the firewall and slide it straight off the mounting studs.
That's not good.
Yeah, so that's the seal in there that's been leaking and causing a lot of problems.
We got crud. Bad crud.
That's supposed to be clean cast iron. And it's far from that. Wow.
It looks like factory to me.
Yeah, that's not a Ford number. This is
That's not?
no. And yeah, it's not Ford because even it's got a date code on that. That's not a Ford.
Been replaced at one point in time.
Yeah.
Probably.
So we use some aerosol brake cleaner to help with the cleanup here. Be sure to use some eye protection. See how much cleaner that is? Actually, install the new master cylinder onto the studs, tighten the mounting nuts, and reconnect the brake lines.
Man, they're so easy to put on once you clean the threads, Keith. Now, I will not be putting this back together with an impact. No.
Snug the fittings firmly, but don't over torque them. They are easy to round off. All right, so we got the master cylinder on. That's probably the easiest part of the whole procedure. Now we're going to get started replacing the flexible brake lines, front and rear. The rear brake hose connects from the frame down to the axle housing. Before installing a new one, we cleaned up the bracket and the surrounding area a little bit. A little brake cleaner and wire brush go a long way. You're trying to get everything to thread back together smoothly.
She's loose, Captain.
A long flat-bladed screwdriver and a hammer work great for knocking out the rear hose retaining clip where it meets the frame. The old rear hose was in rough shape, so just out of curiosity, we decided to cut it open and see what was going on inside. It shrunk up a bit.
That shrunk up a bit?
It is. When you're reinstalling the hose and lines, don't force anything. These fittings are easy to strip, and a little patience now will save you from chasing leaks down the road. All right, we're done with the rear flexible line. Let's head up front and get the 2 front brake lines replaced. Get the front end of your truck up safely on jack stands and pull the front tires off. It'll make it a lot easier to work on it. The front lines are fairly quick to swap out. When you're tightening the banjo bolt, don't go overboard. It's hollowed out for the fluid passage, so it's really not as strong as it looks, and it's easy to twist off.
Appropriate tool.
One of the last steps to do up here is to bleed the master cylinder. It's going to have air inside, so we need to bleed all the air out before we can start trying to push fluid through the lines. So we're going to go ahead and bleed the master cylinder out. So that's going to involve disconnecting the lines. When you get your master cylinder bleed kit from the parts store, it's going to have a collection of adapters that you can hook the hoses up to for bleeding out the master cylinder. Disconnect the lines here, figure out which adapters we need, and proceed from there. As we gently push on the brake pedal, you can see the air that was trapped inside. This step is critical and must be done before bleeding the brake lines, or you're going to be pushing all those air bubbles out through the lines, and the process will take twice as long. This is a one-man bleeder tool which uses a small handheld vacuum pump to pull fresh fluid out of the master cylinder through the lines and out through the bleeder valves on each corner. Unfortunately, ours broke just as we were getting started, so we just decided to proceed with the old-fashioned method of manually pumping the brake pedal and having somebody up underneath the truck cracking the bleeder valves. Start at the wheel farthest from the master cylinder, which would be the right rear, then work your way up to the front by going right rear, right front, left front. So while we were bleeding the brakes, we did find a small leak we had to chase down. Took a couple tries to get it sealed up before we could move forward. Residual drips. I think we're okay now.
We said that last time.
I know. One of these times it's going to be true, though.
open. Oh yeah, that's nasty. Close.
Don't forget to keep topping off the reservoir as you go after each corner is bled.
Slow down.
Repeat until the fluid flows clean and bubble free.
Still open.
Once everything's bled, check each fitting for leaks and reinstall the reservoir cap. Test the brake pedal. It should feel solid with a steady pressure. And that's it. Your brake master cylinder and flexible hoses have been replaced and the system is fully bled. For more brake system parts, tools, and how-to videos, visit lmctruck.com.